going on, everybody? Welcome back to Sideline Summit. Took a break last week, but we're back. I'm Antonio Perez, of course, joined by UPenn's finest, Danny Cole. Listen, we took our bye week. It was a crazy week last week. I had like a career fair. Danny also had one. We went to the Phillies game 4. It was just a crazy week. So, we decided to take one off. But we are back. And of course, we're going to jump right into summits and plummets. Before we get into that, Danny, how are you doing?
Man, I'm doing great. The city of Philadelphia is doing great. Yeah, 6-0 Eagles. Going to be 7-0 after they beat up on this team called the Steelers.
But we'll get into that.
We'll get right into later. But man, I'll go right into my summit, and I think you have the same summit. It's the Philadelphia Phillies, and specifically Rob Thompson. Man, Rob Thompson has exceeded all expectations. Yeah, my flag right here is on my wall. It's just the Philadelphia Phillies. They've every expectation is like, okay, they're going to be an underdog. They're not going to win a game. Well, watch this.
Bless you, Danny. But yeah, I agree. Of course, there's no reason to say what's already been said. The Phillies
said
they're the summit. Said literally just said. And my plummet actually is on the flip side of things in the AL. The Yankees just blew any shot of Aaron Judge staying, if there even was one yet. He's gone. Y'all just got absolutely embarrassed. The tickets for Game 4 were as low as $35.
$25.
A New York team, $35 playoff tickets.
Man,
no shame. Y'all just lost one of the best hitters in baseball.
I paid $75 for a Friday night Red Sox Yankees game in the Bronx this summer. I paid more money for a regular season game than the AL
Championship Series.
CS.
In the Bronx. That's so sad. And guess what? The Phillies have, I believe, 13-2 odds to sign Judge. Probably not going to happen because we have like the highest payroll ever. But
where's he going to play?
Who?
Judge.
Oh, we could honestly. I don't know because Harper would go back outfield because he's going to get the surgery, and then
it would be.
I guess they'll probably make Schwarber DH though.
Here's what Castellanos could probably play first, and then that means that Reese is gone.
That's a shame because he's having he's having a lights out postseason when he actually hits the ball. When he hits the ball, it's a home run. Like I believe he's actually 4 for 18 against the Padres. But anyway, this episode, of course, this is like Summit week. Like we got Steelers versus Eagles. It's super huge. We're going to be talking about some NFL teams who are sort of middle of the pack. Should they tank the rest of the way? Like, are they doing too much, or should they keep winning? Like, do they think, get the right matchup in the playoffs and maybe we can make something happen? And of course, at the end of the episode, we're going to talk about, we're going to make some money. We're going to talk about our favorite bets. But the NBA is back. I love the NBA. We kind of like got this whole thing kicked off. It was NBA season, so that was our thing. But we're going to be talking some NBA Champions Award predictions. But of course, let's talk about some Steelers, Eagles. We can start with the Steelers. Kenny Pickett's having it rough. Danny, you obviously watch the Steelers more than me. Tell me, what are we seeing from Kenny Pickett right now?
Here's the thing. Kenny Pickett is in the mix. He's in the games. He's keeping them in competitive games. Here's what I'll tell you. Since Matt Canada has taken over as offensive coordinator, the Steelers have put up over 20 points 5 times. 5 times out of 25 plus games. And this all 5 times
I would love to
with Big Ben. With Big Ben as the quarterback.
I would love to know y'all record in those games because your defense has been. Here's the thing: your defense has a glaring weakness in the secondary, but your defensive line and linebacker core is so good in the run and pass game that you guys are able to win games. It's your offense
carries the secondary, bad. But the offense isn't even bad. They just can't score touchdowns. And at some point, you can have all the talent in the world. It's play calling. Play calling doesn't equate to touchdowns.
Let me ask you this. With this play calling, if you guys had Big Ben at quarterback still, is your record the same, or do you think you have more wins? Because I'm going to be honest.
I genuinely think we're 4-3 with Big Ben at quarterback. Talent,
yeah, and then the whole thing,
everything.
the whole thing with this offseason, me and you agreed like anything would be better than Big Ben, but that is simply not true.
But not
Mitchell,
mentally though. Not
Mitchell
mentally.
Trubisky it plays like a coward. He doesn't want to take shots. Kenny Pickett is maybe too aggressive, and he thinks his arm might be a little stronger than it is. I'm not gonna bail on a kid in his third career game. Last week he just beat Tom Brady while the Bucks are struggling. Yes,
Well,
Tom Brady has
that was
young
Mitch,
QB's
though.
numbers.
That was Mitch.
Well, he started when both of them, either of them. That is true. I forgot. Yeah, Mitch came in, got the win. They cleared Pickett pretty fast off protocol, but I'm
Man,
not going to give up on the kid so fast. I wouldn't have given up on Trubisky that fast either. But yeah, I agree. Matt Canada is the root of all their problems.
he sucks.
Yeah, he sucks really bad. And I think someone you might want to go after as an offense coordinator, former
Sean
Eagles
Payton.
guy, Deuce Staley.
Sean Payton.
Sean Payton. I wonder how he would take a role sitting behind Mike Tomlin. I wonder what Mike Tomlin's seat's like because it's like clearly not his fault. He year after year creates like at least like competitive teams. But this offense is just not it. Like Dan Orlovsky said on Twitter, like I don't think they have more than 10 plays in the playbook. It's so
No,
it's so
also like
stale.
it's 2nd and 10, and they're running toss plays to Najee with a bad
Yeah,
offensive line. What is that?
I don't know, man. And second and long, running the ball.
The worst thing that happened. They asked Matt Canada, "How do you plan on incorporating Calvin Austin in the offense now that he's healthy?" His answer, "I don't know."
You an electric weapon like Calvin Austin, you don't know how to use him. That's pretty sad. I mean, he doesn't know how to use Deontay Johnson, who's one of like the most talented wide receivers in the league. He doesn't know how to use Chase Claypool, who is this specimen freak and has been irrelevant since rookie year because no one knows how to use him. And you got George Pickens, who's finally starting to click because he's got Pickett there at quarterback. And you still don't know how to use that kid. I mean, it's absolutely a shame. And unfortunately, on the flip side of things, the Eagles know how to get people involved. It seems like every other week, someone new is tearing it up. If I had to take a guess this week, I have a feeling it's going to be AJ Brown. Just
Like,
got a feeling.
yeah, I think AJ Brown and Smitty both go for 100 yards.
That is very well possible. But the thing that I like about the Eagles, a lot of things, like if you look at anything that is not touchdowns right now about Jalen Hurts, top 10 quarterback, arguably a top 5 quarterback this season. If you look at everything that's besides passing touchdowns, and you want to know why? When they get ahead, they don't play with their food, man. They just run the ball. And you know how many times the Eagles have got within the 5-yard line this season without scoring? A lot. So from there, you just run the ball. And if it's 4th and 1 or they're 1 yard away from a first down or score, Jalen Hurts, the stadium knows, coach, everybody knows Jalen Hurts is running QB sneak, and you're not going to do a thing about it. So I think I'm not like I was never a huge fan of like total touchdowns sometimes because like sometimes be like, oh, Lamar Jackson has more total touchdowns than Tom Brady. I'm like, well, Tom Brady doesn't run, so all his touchdowns are like passing, which is impressive. But like looking at it, the way the offense is run, I think when talking about Jalen Hurts, you got to talk total touchdowns because he leads drives. He makes very good throws. Like his completion percentage is all the way up. I'm just proud of how he's progressed. Like he is clearly so much better than he was last year.
Here's my thing. I think his skill set last year had everything that he's doing this year. He just wasn't consistent with it. I don't think he.
And I think his mechanics
he's just as good. I think he just his skill set's more consistent.
And of course, he has 2 wide receiver ones essentially. But predictions for this game, I mean, this could very well be a trap game. Like on paper, yes, the Eagles should blow them out. I'm hoping that's what happens. But this could easily be a trap game. The Steelers have beaten the Buccaneers, who, sure, they are underperforming.
They're bad.
They are bad. But I mean, who picked the Steelers to win that game? Nobody. And they just
I picked against them.
You picked against them, and they won. And for the Dolphins game, they kept it competitive, even with Tua Tagovailoa back. This and Kenny Pickett playing a god awful game. I mean, this could very well be a trap game. That being said, I have the Eagles winning immensely. I have them winning a good 35-20.
This is not the week that you hear Philadelphia Eagles. What happened?
The day that happens, I might not show up for the show next week.
If
Might
that
not show up.
happens, you might want to hide in a bunker. But that's not going to happen this week. I got the Eagles steamrolling over them 42-18.
Predicting a team to get 42 points is a lot, and I think you're lacking self-confidence in your team, but I get it.
I'm
However,
sorry, but you guys put I think the Cowboys have like one of the best defenses in the NFL, and you guys put 26 on them.
and it could have got crazier, but they just also combined with Jonathan Gannon not making, changes. But
Simply put,
yeah,
the Eagles' offense is scary.
it's scary, and they left
Okay.
money on
Also,
the table.
when the Steelers corners can't cover their shadow, it's going to get bad.
Well, let's get it. Steelers, Eagles. We both think Eagles going to win. Huge. This is the Summit week, but we're going to get into some teams that are kind of middle of the pack right now. Like some teams are like boosted, like over their expectations, but it's like, should they just tank or should like, all right, maybe we can get the right playoff matchup and see where we're going from there. The three teams that we picked are Chicago Bears, the Seattle Seahawks, who have been playing really good, and
Atlanta.
and the Atlanta Falcons. So three teams that are kind of middle of the pack right now. All, I guess you would say, like, even though two of these teams are 3-4, they're like surpassing their expectations. We can start with the Seahawks. They're leading a division that is, yes, brutal and beat up, but like, who expected this? I think everyone agreed they'd be the worst team in football. Besides, I feel like you might have said something different though. I feel as if you had
I
a
believe
different
I did
opinion.
say that they would be decent. I think they had a great draft, and Kenneth Walker was a great pick.
I think.
And
Sorry, this Kenneth
K9,
Walker,
K9,
K9
baby.
is Adrian Peterson.
Yeah, he is.
He is Adrian Peterson. He's the closest thing I've seen to a 2012 AD.
And I watched the Michigan State score. I believe he had 5 touchdowns in a game last year.
Yeah, I believe it was against Michigan.
Yeah, and he
And they
phenomenal.
lost, but I mean,
he's phenomenal though.
yeah, he's a great player.
The fact that you have 5 rushing touchdowns in a game that you lose, your team's giving you the ball on the ground when you lose.
Yeah, like imagine winning a shootout with rushing touchdowns. I mean, like Kenneth Walker is amazing, or Ken Walker. He likes to be called Ken. Sorry, but Geno Smith has been playing phenomenal. Let's just tell it what it is. Like
Question: top 10
this year,
Yeah.
absolutely. Like this, like ignore all the other crap because I don't really care. This season, you can make the argument he's as good as anyone in football right now. He's been playing absolutely amazing, and that's good. That's good for him because
I think
he's
there's
never
5
really.
quarterbacks that I think have played better than Geno this year.
Well, I think that there's 4 obvious ones, I believe, and that would be Mahomes, Allen, Jackson, and Hurts, and Hurts. It's hard to tell, obviously, because the passing touchdowns. But I mean, look, Geno Smith has been amazing, and I don't think this team should like back off, start losing games. I think they could find a team that they could give problems in the playoffs if they keep winning.
This crazy part is they're doing this without their all-pro safety.
Yeah, and it's unfortunate. I mean, he's probably not coming back, but I mean,
it comes
like,
down to hitting on their draft picks. Tariq Woolen is Jalen Ramsey, and they can't out like the 4th round.
He's so good, man, and they have really hit on this draft class. I believe they have 5 starters on the defense alone.
Given that the defense was bad last year and that they had to start, but they're playing really incredible.
And So are we both in agreement? They go for it. Like
They're not pretenders. They're contenders.
Contenders for playoffs.
For playoffs,
Yes, playoffs. Because I think we have 3 legit Super Bowl contenders right now. I believe the Vikings, Giants, and Cowboys are like just there, but I fully believe in those 3 teams, and they need a signature win. All of them need a signature win.
Yeah.
But yeah, we're both in agreement. Seahawks.
Wait, did you say the Giants don't have a signature win?
Who do you think their signature win is?
They beat the Ravens and the Packers.
Oh, the Ravens and Packers, I believe, are both 3-4 right now. So,
but they're still pretty.
Tell you what, Giants, if they could beat the Eagles down the line, that'd be huge.
What, week 18?
They do play 2 times late in the season, but it's going to be their first matchup. That could end up because it's really late in the year. That first matchup could decide who gets home field.
It's in is middle of December, I believe.
Yeah, I mean that could end up deciding who gets home field. It could be tough, but moving on to another team, we're gonna move on to the Atlanta Falcons, who just got their butt whooped last week. But before that, everyone's like, "Oh, they're 3-3. You know, they got some talent. They're playing a little better. You know, Arthur Smith hopped in his bag a little bit. I don't know if I take them as go for it though yet.
So
Unless
they're a
let me hear what you
subpar
think.
team. In my opinion, they're a subpar team talent wise that is playing better because of their play calling. Which I mean, their play calling is not going to change. So they're going to keep having this high level play calling, but they're going to also be subpar, like talent wise. So you either make a move to get a wide receiver that you can pair with Calvin Ridley next year and Kyle Pitts and Drake London, or you continue to just be mediocre and have like the 12th overall pick in the draft.
Yeah, I think they should lose it out because honestly, if here's the deal. So I think what they should do, you have to find out what you have in Desmond Ritter. You have to because I mean you didn't spend a high pick on him. I mean figure out what you have, like what the Colts are doing. They have Sam Ellinger, and like they're about to find out what they have in them. And
if they don't know, Nick Foles is back in the NFL
for a little bit before they go draft, like Sheeta Stroud or something. But like that, I think the Falcons. You don't have to like necessarily lose or win. Find out what you have in Ritter. Let Ritter decide your results. I mean, you end up losing, you end up tanking, and you go get one of those high end quarterbacks. And if he wins you games, maybe you got your answer. But if they keep rocking with Mariota, then tank. Go get Ritter a weapon if you think he's your guy. So I would go tank here. But next is a very interesting team in the Chicago Bears, who just laid a whooping to Bill Belichick. Like,
news just broke. Mac Jones is back.
I just seen that Mac Jones is the starter, and we can get to that in just one moment on an off-topic thing. But Chicago Bears, what are we looking at, man? 3-4. Some games they look really ugly, but this past game made me think a little bit. And Skip Bayless said something on Twitter that I was thinking.
I don't think they looked promising against the Patriots. I think Justin Fields looked promising, not the team.
So
the talent around him is not what determines how good the game is. Justin Fields will come into a game and can play damn near perfect and lose the game. But the games that they get blown out, he plays terribly. So it's so dependent on Justin Fields.
And I wanted to elaborate on that. You know what? Last game, like his passing yards weren't out of this world. He threw an interception. Oh, well, this kid had like 90 plus yards on the ground. And know what Skip Bayless said? He said Justin Fields is turning into Jalen Hurts, or he could turn into Jalen Hurts. Except I think they would give Fields a little more running privilege. I think you should do that. Fields isn't obviously you want to protect your quarterback. Fields is a tank. Let's be real. The kid's a tank. He's fast as hell.
I think it's a hot take. Fields is closer to Kyler Murray and Jalen Hurts.
I can get down with that. I can get down with that.
And play style.
I can get down with that. Definitely. It's just Kyler Murray has like this cannon of an arm.
No.
And Jalen Hurts and Fields some similarities is how they get called play style, like a lot of quarterback design runs.
The Cardinals would benefit from having Matt Canada as their coordinator.
Oh my God. A lot of dink and dunk. There's like no way you can mess up, but the Steelers quarterbacks do it. But that offense simply will not get you touchdowns. It'll get you field goals at best. You're going to stall out. You've got to get creative. Here's what I'll say with the Bears. I think you should try to win. Try to win with the same way you won with the Patriots. Run through Justin Fields. Play to his strengths for now, and then you can build him up later. Like that's the thing with Jalen Hurts. Play to his strengths now. Win games. We'll progress later on. Like we'll build his confidence later on. But for now, let's just win. Let's win. Let's get weapons. You know what I mean? I think they should win. I think they should try to make they could maybe make a move for like a small market receiver. Like,
Yeah.
if DJ Moore isn't too pricey, go ahead. I think Justin Fields might just be the best quarterback he's played with
No,
since like
you know what it is?
Cam Newton for
Elijah
like a
Moore.
second.
You should go after Elijah Moore.
Elijah, go after more. All the more you
Yeah,
can.
exactly.
The more, the merrier.
So exactly.
Dad puns.
So here's what I'll say. I have a side comment about this subject. It's not about tanking, but it's more about winning. I believe that the Philadelphia Eagles have the highest chance out of any team in the last 20 years. Well, obviously the Patriots did it, of going undefeated. Their next 5 games will really determine if they're it. Texans, Commanders, Colts, Packers, Titans. That Titans game is the hardest game they're going to play.
I agree. Here's the thing, they're favored in every game. So the rest of the season, they're favored every single game.
There's one game that I think that they legitimately might lose one game this year. Christmas Eve in Dallas.
Yeah, that could be tough. That really could be tough. And here's the thing. There's a couple of games I'm scared for. One is the Packers. The only reason I'm scared of the Packers is because it's a trap because they have Aaron Rodgers. But obviously we have Darius Slay and James Bradbury, their best receivers, like Romeo Doubs. I mean,
it would be Odell by then, but
the Titans game, if we can load up the box, you know what it is. Or yeah, if they have Odell, if the Packers have Odell at that point. But yeah, I agree with you. I mean, the schedule is in their favor, the talent's in their favor. You just got to keep winning these gritty games, in which that's what they can do. But like we said, we'll get to that Mac Jones, Bailey Zappi news. I'm going to be honest. I think this is okay to start Jones. Because I do think this is his last. I do think it's his last draw. I don't really think Bailey Zappi is. Bailey Zappi and Mac Jones are close. They're both not playing like. Mac Jones isn't meeting expectations. Bailey Zappi's passing expectations. So they're both kind of like, middle of the pack quarterbacks. Zappi has been impressive, though. I think there's probably a team out there looking at him like, hey, if you're going to roll with Jones, like, we'll take him. Like, you know what I mean? We'll take him as our backup. If you're not going to use him. But yeah, I think Jones probably has the shortest leash in the NFL right now. It's by like a drive or two. Like, because Zappi came out firing. Obviously, it looked a little easier, clean pocket, wide open touchdown. But he did end up throwing 2 picks. And one of Jones's picks hit off the skyline cam. So I think this is a good move. Good move, but the leash is short.
Agreed. So
let's move on. NBA season is freaking back, man.
Eagles just traded for Robert Quinn.
You're lying. Oh man.
Breaking news mid podcast. They got their edge
rusher. 2 breaking news mid podcast. What did we give up though?
He is I believe he had 20 sacks last year.
Hey, Robert Quinn.
I have no clue what they gave up. Robert Quinn is pretty old, but they just got the 4th round pick. 4th round pick.
We gave up a 4th?
Yeah.
Listen. Put the NBA. I'm putting that line away. Okay. The Philadelphia Eagles. Here is their pass rushing rotation. It is Josh Sweat, Brandon Graham, Hassan Reddick, Robert Quinn. You get Fletcher Cox in there. You have Jordan Davis. This team is absolutely.
Wait. You did not say Javon Hargrave.
Javon Hargrave, who's arguably been our best D tackle this year.
And Milton Williams is nothing to be afraid of. I mean, he's not.
He's a great rotational piece too. TJ Edwards gets he does a great job on blitz. Wow, this team's really going to the Super Bowl. This team is really going to the Super Bowl.
They're all in, and they just got a generational D end.
They're all in, and they have 2 first-round picks next year. Yeah. They have a top 5 pick next year.
You know what's crazy? So the Philadelphia Eagles, they said, screw Brian Burns. Let's see how the Saints pick winds up. Because guess what? Guess what? We'll keep the Saints pick. And if the Saints continue to be bad, we can go get Will Anderson. We'll go get an edge that can be here for a long time.
Will
Not 1 year.
Anderson, you are a Philadelphia Eagle. But anyway, sorry. Back to NBA. Sorry. Breaking news. Very excited. NBA. Me and Danny are going to obviously just run through our predictions. I know the season started, but it's still young. Anything can happen. Danny, NBA champion. Talk to me. Who's the NBA champion?
NBA champion is not the Los Angeles Lakers. I'll tell you that.
Hell no. Hell no.
One thing I'll tell you, I don't think it's your Celtics. I don't think it's the Sixers. I don't think the team comes out of the East. I think it's coming out of the West. I think it's going to be a repeat. I think the Warriors run it back.
Great pick. Pick. Absolutely.
And I think the Warriors run it back, and Curry adds to his legacy. This team.
Who do they beat though? And how many games?
Who do they beat? The Milwaukee Bucks in 4.
Ooh, 4. I don't know if you could collect. I don't know if you could collect a team of the best players in the NBA. If Giannis is on the other team, I think he's bound to win a game.
I think Giannis gets hurt game 1.
Bro's predicting downfalls. That is vicious, man. That is vicious, dude. Okay, so you're picking the Warriors.
KD got hurt, and then the Warriors went down.
Warriors in 4 over the Bucks. I'm taking the Boston Celtics in 6 games over the Los Angeles Clippers. While the Clippers have not looked great so far, I do expect them to flip it around. I do expect Kawhi Leonard to come off minute restrictions and be back to like the top 5 player in the world that he is. Hopefully, he hasn't looked good in his minute restrictions, but hopefully that progresses forward.
What I'll say, the Sixers get to the conference finals. They get past the second round this year. They get past their yips, but not just hit another wall.
So you think the Sixers get to the Eastern Conference Finals and lose to the Bucks?
Yep.
Who do they beat to get to the second round?
Who do they beat? The Miami Heat.
That's fair. And that's the best case scenario for the Sixers. They cannot run into Boston or Milwaukee in the second round.
No, they don't.
Can't do
That's
it.
what I'm saying.
They could maybe beat them in the conference.
Question, ready? Who on the Philadelphia Sixers, I'm a Sixers fan, can guard Giannis?
Maybe Embiid on the post, but
Embiid can in the post. But if you're on the perimeter, he's done.
You're in space. That man is tough. That's tough. But yes, so you're going Steph Curry, Finals MVP, Warriors champs. I'm going Boston Celtics, Jason Tatum, Finals MVP, 6 games over the Clippers. Now we're gonna run through some awards. We're just gonna make this nice. MVP, we're gonna elaborate.
Boy,
other ones
6 months from now, boy, will we be wrong because it's going to be like the Charlotte Hornets versus the Mavericks.
Oh my God, Charlotte Hornets just need to give up, dude. They really have to. All right, so MVP all offseason, my answer's been the same. I'm taking Luka Doncic, but my boy is making a great argument so far. He's averaging, I believe, 32 points a game right so far. So my boy's making an argument, but I'm going Luka. He's been my pick ever since he got Phoenix up on out of there.
My pick is none other than the GOAT, John Morant.
Oh my God.
It's LeBron. I'm kidding. Ready? It's Giannis. Giannis is gonna beat those allegations of, oh my God, he is voter fatigue. It's Giannis, man. Giannis is gonna.
If Giannis could beat voter fatigue, that's tough. 3-time MVP, tough. Hall of Famer, obviously we already know that. But that's a great pick. I mean, we talked with Jason called me an idiot for not picking Giannis. I was like, oh my God, like I'm taking voter fatigue into account, man. Chill. Like I think he's the best in the league, but like I think Luka in shape, coming into the season in shape. His Mavericks got to win though. Losing to a Pelican team last night without Ingram and
that was dirty.
Zion. That's tough. Herb Jones. You know what I'm saying? But I do take Luka as the MVP. Giannis is also a great pick. Defensive Player of the Year. Who are you going with?
Not Ben Simmons. He's been playing horribly.
Ben Simmons is one of the worst basketball players in the world. He needs to start being talked about how we talk about Russ.
He's fouling out. He can't play offense like we already knew.
Here's the thing, though. He used to average 18 a game, like just 18 a game. Why are you averaging a triple single right now? Like, what are you doing? What are you doing?
He's not
You
athletic anymore.
stink.
He hasn't played basketball. He hasn't played basketball in 2 years. He's not athletic.
And here's the thing why he isn't going to be one of the greats, regardless if he gets a jump shot or not, because LeBron James, Kevin Durant, Jason Tatum, Steph Curry, Luka Doncic, Kawhi Leonard,
Mentality, man.
bro, they could wake up from a 2-year coma, hop on the court, and they're at least getting 15. Because they're going to be aggressive. He's not aggressive, and he freaking stinks. If there was a least valuable player, I'm picking him. But anyway, back to Defensive Player of the Year.
My Defensive Player of the Year is not on the Lakers. He is winning back-to-back Defensive Player of the Years. It's Marcus Smart.
That is a crazy pick because I don't think – look, I fully believe Marcus Smart should have had the – I don't think last year Marcus Smart should have won Defensive Player of the Year. However, there are years before where I thought he should have won Defensive Player of the Year. I think that's a good pick. And you want to know who my pick would have been if he didn't get surgery? It would have been his teammate. I would have picked Robert Williams because he gets his hand on like 5 shots a game. He's like actually insane. I'm going to go with someone in Cleveland. Jared Allen or Evan Mobley. I don't really know who I want to pick yet. No, I'll make it more intense. I'll go with Mobley. I'll go with the younger kid. I think
you're not going with Donovan Mitchell.
Oh wait! I remember. I should. I remember my pick now. It wasn't. The reason I said that was because, I was in between one of them all offseason, but I really know who I want to go with. I want to go with Bam Adebayo. A true can guard 1 through 5. Like there's 3 dudes who can do that. Him, Draymond, and Rudy Gobert. Bam can move like a guard. He can guard anybody. He's a great shot blocker. I'm going Bam Adebayo.
What are the odds that Giannis wins Defensive Player of the Year?
I got no clue, but I hear your teammates, big guys. Ask them what they think.
Yeah, exactly.
Giannis. I don't know Giannis's odds. I don't know any of the odds, but I would assume Giannis has good odds. 6th man of the year. Not really a lot of candidates. I'm pretty sure Tyler Hero's starting now. I'm rolling with Malcolm Brogdon.
That's a good pick. That's a really good pick. I'm rolling with whoever is coming off the Sixers bench.
It's not a lot. You don't got a lot to offer there.
It's either Tobias or PJ.
Does Tobias come off the bench?
He might.
I think PJ Tucker comes off. I don't know who comes off the bench.
D'Anthony Melton.
D'Anthony Melton. Okay. For 6th man of the year. All right. My pick for Coach of the Year. I'm sorry, I'm being a little homer right now.
We'll do Coach of the Year last. We'll go Rookie of the Year next, and then Most Improved.
Oh, Rookie of the Year is Paolo Banchero. Duh. Moving on.
I agree. It's because
this kid looks.
It's because Chet's hurt.
I was gonna roll with Paolo regardless. 6'10" handle, can get to the cup at will, has a midi 3. Look. If Victor Wembanyama was not coming up in this next draft, we'd be talking about Paolo Banchero right now, bro. He is 6'10", and he is like an offensive juggernaut, like already. He's a decent playmaker. He can score at will.
Kevin Durant.
He's more built than Kevin Durant, though. Like, that's the thing. He's a body. Like, he could develop a post game if he wanted to. Like, I think this kid's stellar. He should get the generational tag slapped right on him, but he's not going to because he plays for the fucking Magic. But I'm going Paolo. Are you going Paolo? I mean, I'm going Paolo.
I'm going Paolo. I think the Magic got a squad. I think he's going to put up 24 points a game.
He's tough. I mean, first rookie since LeBron to open up his career with a 25-5 performance. All right, Danny. Yeah. What are we going? What are we rolling with next?
You said most improved.
Most improved.
I'm going Herb Jones.
Herb Jones. It's going to be tough because he's second-year guy, but I like the pick, though, in terms of simply who is most improved, because I hate that second-year crap, but I like that pick. Elaborate.
I mean, he made a great jump. You can see it already. He beat the Mavericks without his teammates. It's going to be about opportunity long-term for him, though, and if he continues to get the opportunity, which he should, he's in.
Yeah, absolutely. My most improved pick.
Oh, hot
I
take
will
though. Hot take. It very might be Tyrese Maxey.
Tyrese Maxey. It could be a good pick depending on his role in the offense. I'm not gonna lie, I don't really remember who I put for most improved, but you know what? I'm gonna go with Grant Williams. We're Celtics are going to bring home a lot of awards. We're going to bring home. I think Grant Williams.
Moving on to the award is
Scratch that. Another Celtic. I'm sorry. Derek White. Why? Because he's probably going to be starting this whole year, I think. Once Rob comes back, Derek White is making a great argument for why Al should be pushed to the bench, so we have a backup center that can actually play some defense. And we'll just run small ball, Rob at the 5. We'll have 4 good perimeter defenders. If the guy you're attacking is Derek White, I think you got a pretty good squad on defense. Lil Homer, that's probably not my actual pick, but I'm just going to say it right now.
I agree.
And then what are we rolling with? Coach of the year?
Coach of the year. I'm going with Taylor Jenkins.
I'm going to go Taylor Jenkins as well. I was going to be Homer and go Joe Mazzulla, but he worries me a little bit. The Bulls game, he didn't make a lot of adjustments.
Eric Spoelstra might backdoor it.
He always has an argument because regardless of how bad the Miami Heat are, Eric Spoelstra is one of the best coaches the game's ever seen.
Ever.
And you want to know why? You want to know why? Because he coached LeBron James and didn't get fired. So that says something.
Exactly. It's like Tomlin. He coached Antonio Brown and he didn't get fired.
Yeah. But moving on back to the NFL. Who wants to make some money this week? We got some picks, guys.
Money, Manziel.
We got some picks.
We're not betting on these games. We're only betting if it is the Fan Control Football League with Manziel.
Exactly. But let's get right into things. I'm personally taking my Eagles minus 10.5. That's what I would do.
I predicted them to lose by 20, so good pick.
No, I take that spread back. That's not the spread I want to take. I want to take something a little more feisty. I want to take Bears plus 9.5 against the Dallas Cowboys.
That's insane.
That's what I want. That's what I want. That is what I want.
I think the Jets come out with a statement win over the rival, the New England Patriots. I think they cover minus 2.5.
Money line that I like is minus 130 Jacksonville Jaguars. That's what I'm going with.
Money line that I love is the Tennessee Titans. They play the Texans.
I mean, they lose this one. That's rough. But
hammer it. And the Titans are going to be
absolutely
watch out. They'll be 5-2 after this win. Remember when you said, "Oh, hold up, the Titans are 0-2"? That would be 5 straight wins.
You need an anytime scorer. Back to the Jacksonville game. Travis Etienne. James Robinson.
No J-Rob. Gone.
Etienne time. And now we need your anytime scorer.
Anytime scorer, Stephon Diggs, Sunday Night Football against the Green Bay Packers. Easy.
It's going to be a hell of a match. I mean, Jair's going to look to bounce back this week. I mean, got sunned by Terry, but we like our picks.
Too bad that Jair Alexander cannot cover Stephon Diggs because nobody on this universe can cover him.
That is very true, besides the Chiefs last year in the playoffs. But, guys, that is everything from us today. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Danny, got anything to say before we go?
That's all we got. Go Phils, fighting Phils. By next episode, Philly should be wrapping up the World Series. Let's go.
That's true. And by next episode, the Eagles will pack the Steelers and the Phillies will pack the Astros. Thank you for all for tuning in. Have a good one.